to benefit from whatever that forum is about, be focused on that one specific item, but what we felt a need for was how it impacts, in one way or in any way or not at all, us here in the North San Fernando Valley and us as Granada Hills South.
Will that be addressed?
Yes, and that will be the addressing what happens with the mitigation. You know, like the city, the county, the state, they're all suing Southern California Gas, and that's money that's you know, as stakeholders in all those entities, it might be kind of nice, good for us to know, well, what's going to happen with that, and also too, as far as the actual impact medically, there has been no comprehensive medical study done on anyone that was impacted by this, let alone reaching outside the radius of what they gave us 10 miles, which includes portions of Granada Hills South. And so it just seemed like an opportunity to get the gas company and the city, the state, the county to, yeah.
Cindy?
So I guess my question is when, who, where, how. So my first question will be, when are you guys thinking about doing the forum? Within the next month, 2 months? Who are we inviting? What is the, obviously this board in the past has had some concern with outreach. So how is, the outreach going to be done, and who will be actually attending, right? Because obviously most of the heavy hitters in regards to this issue are Porter Ranch, maybe Northridge, and I do remember from a while back there was some concern of a limited amount of stakeholders that are interested in this topic. So are we reaching out to Granada Hills South stakeholders, or Porter Ranch, or Northridge, or whatever?
Yeah, I've spoken with Vice President and President of the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council, and said that we were going to agendize this item, and they said they would agendize a similar item as like a supporting role, and also I believe some of the other neighborhood councils would come in.
So are we thinking about having this in our vicinity, or
yes.
Are we thinking, so
here,
this will be held in Granada Hills?
Yeah, right, good.
So
yeah.
time?
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't get all my questions answered.
Oh.
So I'm looking at you because it seems like you're answering. So when are you thinking about doing this?
Early
Within 3
March.
months, 2 months?
Early March.
Yeah.
Early March. Okay, so we have 4 weeks to promote outreach and get people there.
Yeah, that's problematic.
It's too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon, maybe late March, April.
Well, first of all, we got to see, we're going to line up to see if all the players are, when their availability is, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Then we'll also find out how many, we're going to invite all the surrounding affected areas from all the other neighborhood councils, and I believe we might even use Highlander Hall if it's really big. I think that this is a good proposal in that it shows our stakeholders that here in Granada Hills South that we too are interested in our community, and especially with the passing of Bill 146. This is a great opportunity to get involved in this.
Yeah, I would say because like Eric said, because there's been a lot of issues, and to what you're saying, you're more caring about what happens after. So I would definitely recommend, if this gets approved tonight, that we definitely make sure on your flyer basically addresses, like what happens with the money afterwards, those kind of issues, so we know it's not yes open or no open kind of an issue. So otherwise it's kind of redundant, especially last 2 nights of regular business.
Joel, please.
Yeah, basically I agree with Cindy. To me, what makes more sense is to have all of the neighborhood councils join together in one session. And, us putting $100 towards it, and they putting equal amounts or what have you to help fund the expenses. This is a hot moving item. It was just voted on by city council. It's up to the state. So it is something of interest that our stakeholders deserve to know more about what's going on.
Right, and so, the Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance is involved in this too.
Any other?
Well, I
David?
when we say forum, I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, is this gonna be an open house with a moderator? Are we gonna have a panel of people? In other words, I'm not sure how it would be formatted. And I think that's very important. To me, it's probably more interesting and more educational and informational if you got 5 or 6 people up here speaking from different viewpoints, and giving them 10 minutes each, and then having an hour or so for Q&A, whether it's written on a card or whatever, rather than an open house where people are just getting up and expressing their opinion. So I think it's important how it's structured. I agree totally with Joel. I think we absolutely need to get Porter Ranch and probably the 2 Northridge councils involved, and North Granada Hills, because the next number of claims coming out of that is from North Granada Hills. The 3rd largest number of claims coming out of that is from us, South Granada Hills. So I think it's important that we consider all that and what the format is. I would not be in favor of just trying to get 100 people here to bitch about the gas.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, David, that's exactly what our contemplation was.
Okay.
Dave?
Last word.
Renee?
I think what we need to do is send it back to committee. You're asking for a lot of specifics that obviously is still in the planning stage anyway, and that everything that we've said here will be taken into consideration at the committee, and then they'll come up with something definite after that.
Well, I don't think you have to send it back. I think you can vote on it and then let the committee work on it from
Right.
there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
let's
Right.
give them the
Not
money.
postpone it.
Yeah.
Right.
They have no one.
Okay. Hey, get quick, Ken.
Call the question.
Oh, okay.
Get to the vote on it.
Asking you another
Hey, you're
question.
getting there.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
All right, so let's have a roll call vote on this.
Oh, you gotta vote on, call the question, right?
Well, it wasn't seconded. Did you second it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Well, just a point of order. If there's no more debate, we don't need a
Yeah, we're
call
gonna
question,
do
so
this.
I don't see any other hands, so.
We are calling the question.
Yeah, if there's no other debate, you don't have to call for the question.
Julie?
Dave Bavay,
Yes.
Mike Benedetto,
Yes.
Jeffrey Gore,
Yes.
Bonnie Burst, yes. Julie Carson, yes. Chet Dunlap,
Yes.
Don Graham,
Yes.
Sally Colston,
Yes.
Don Lopez,
Yes.
Darren Lopez,
Yes.
Joe Lyle,
Yes.
Mark Morris,
Yes.
Brandon Sindelar.
Here. I mean.
Clearly you're not.
You're not here.
You have to wake up for school, honey.
Yes.
Justin,
Oh,
yes.
Justin.
Wow.
Andrew Wall,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Got that one. Perfect. I just want to make sure there's any. Thank you.
Okay,
Making sure
open the
there's
roll,
any money
close the
left.
roll. Retaliate?
Good to know.
1601.
All right, motion passes.
One
Gonna turn this back over to David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move to item 9, board member comments and submission of agenda items. Let's start with Mr. Dunlap, on my right. Jeff,
As far as comments?
comments and agenda items.
Right,
Yes.
right. No.
Miss Captain Graham?
Just two websites, or not websites / application tool that just came online. For those that are unaware of the regional anti-terrorist efforts of the See Something, Say Something campaign, the iWatch LA application has just come online for smartphones. And it's just another opportunity to communicate with the regional intelligence, the regional anti-terrorism information center about suspicious activity that you might see in your neighborhoods. It's just called iWatch LA, and it's available on whatever app store you have, whatever you have for your device. The other one is a website called Vision Zero LA. Vision Zero is a very lofty plan by the mayor to reduce the number of traffic collision deaths in the city of Los Angeles to 0 by the year 2025. And so on that website, there are multiple links to safety tips, to for future plans for rollouts of engineering strategies in order to make the roadways safer. I think it's a very worthwhile goal. Last year in the San Fernando Valley, there were, I want to say 64 homicides, and there were 93 deaths by traffic accident. So the next time a police officer is pulling you over for speeding, and you ask him, hey, shouldn't you be out there catching a killer? He might actually say, I might be.
Mr. Barr? Pass. Mr. Lopez? Mrs. Lopez? Trinidad?
Just that if we're tackling the Aliso Canyon thing, I think the 440 is another issue that maybe is closer to our area proximity-wise and more relevant than even Aliso might be.
That may be done by next week.
Yeah.
Mr. Kim?
I think most of you know my dad passed away on January 13th. Of course, we all kind of chuckled because he had a real fear of Friday the 13th. So anyways, it was very peaceful, and he's out of pain, and a lot of you sent me little nice notes, and I want to thank you for that. And he lived to be 96. So yeah, so he lived a long, happy, fulfilled life. So thank you.
Cindy?
I have 4 items. One is, just want to remind you so I'm requesting $500 be put for budget day for the next month. And then,
Budget day?
huh?
Budget day.
Budget day. For budget. So I'm requesting the board to approve $500 for budget day, kind of make up for last year's too. And the second item is, I'm a little concerned that we still have $24,000 left, and there's only 3 or 4 months left in our fiscal cycle to spend. So I'm wondering or curious to see if we have plans. So I think now we need to start planning for our neighborhood NPC grants and so forth, because we have to spend it all by May or June, right?
No. Roll over.
Maybe it will roll some.
Roll over $5,000.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so anyway, so that's still 20 grand, 19 grand. So I'm a little concerned with that. Maybe we could talk about that, address that, or come up with something by the agenda. The third thing I have is, I know we approved the T-shirt, so just wondering if the T-shirt is coming, or where we are with that.
I requested it. I sent the invoice over to both Brad and Brandon. I know Brandon emailed Brad saying, please pay for it, so they should be here momentarily.
Okay. And then the 4th things, I just want to announce that I graduated from, the City of Los Angeles Leadership Academy, Civic U. So we graduated from that. I attended Civic 2.0 last time. I missed one session, so I didn't get a certificate. But it was really well done, and we spent over 3 Tuesday nights down some hall, nearby City Hall. So that was really good. So we graduated on Tuesday.
Not only congratulations, but that's some tenacity. 3 nights.
It was very, very informative. Went over the whole entire city, how it worked, how to get things done. It was very informative. So I encourage all of you to take advantage of that Civic U. It's put on by the mayor's office, Cal Poly, the politics department, and somebody else. Oh, and Empower LA.
Thank you for attending. Mr. Lyle?
First thing, Bonnie and I met on Tuesday as part of the Education Committee. We had a long discussion on what we want to do, the work and efforts that's going to have to be put into spring clean. So we're going to get our committee together and explore that and other maybe alternative things that won't be so time consuming that most of us here on the board don't have time for. As far as the film committee, I'd love to know more about it. Coincidentally, I was with my boss today in a campaign committee meeting. We walked out of our fundraisers house and we looked across the street and somebody said, "Gee, that's a beautiful home." She said, "Well, that's Happy Days." I don't think anybody else on the block sued anybody because that house was the front for Happy Days TV show. And as far as animal control, since my boss is head of the Personnel and Animal Welfare Committee and is very involved in animal rights, I think it's a good fit for me because I work with him on a lot of issues. So, sorry for missing last month's meeting. I was sick, couldn't make it. And this month's meeting, I was tied up in traffic coming back from my meeting, so I came in late. I try always to be on time for these meetings.
Thank you. Ms. Morse?
I pass.
Mr. Benedetto?
I think I speak for all of us in saying that we are deeply saddened over Art's passing, but we appreciate the fact that he's out of pain and in a better place.
So, I'm sorry.
I'd like to say that some of this money is probably, I'll be making motions in the future to replenish some of the outreach materials that we've given away on 4 or 5 different events. And then, I would also like to put on the agenda that we would like to host the next bank meeting on homelessness. That's it.
Okay. Julie?
She wants to be last.
He wants to be last.
Mike asked me about business cards, so that's my only question. I don't know if we get them.
Email me and I will, or call me and I'll run you through it.
Okay.
Andrew? You good? Andrew? Okay, I say the best for that. I mean, I say me for that.
Do something bad.
Almost. Hey, I'm feeling better. You notice I haven't been coughing nearly as much as last month. We received a resignation from Jennifer Yoon from the renter's position, which brings us down to 19 people. I'm going to post on the website for both the renter's position and the business position. Hopefully some people will step forward, but I would encourage you, if you know someone who is renting within our boundaries, talk to them. The best recruitment is personal recruitment. I firmly believe that, and that's the way that we've gotten most of the folks that are here today. Secondly, Justin, would you, before you leave, talk to Joel, please, about beautification? I want to apologize to Brandon again for failing to make copies, but we'll fix that at the next meeting. I want to thank everybody. This was a great attendance tonight, almost everybody here, and almost everybody on time. I want to entertain a motion to adjourn in the memory of Art Dosh. Motion by Mr. Graham. Is there a second by Mr. Benedetto? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you very much. We'll see you on March 2nd, 2018, or soon.